Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Direct Strike Weekly Brawl. Let's get right to it, boys. Oh, we have Gridlock. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me slam down some roaches first, because that means we're going to be fighting for a while. We are joined here by Kaz as Phoenix and the Swarm as Nova. I'm going to slam down a queen here. Oh, did that queen make it out? It did. Okay, so the reason why I'm slamming down so many units in such large numbers is because of Gridlock. Gridlock prevents you from going to tier up, I think until 4 minutes into the game. I think so. This one's no. Oh, there we go. So Gridlock's gonna prevent us from tearing up here. I'm gonna get some extra armor on my roaches here, and I'm against Manx. I mean, tier 1. If Manx gets an Aegis Guard, I'm actually roasted. We also have Stockpile, so a lot more starting resources. Hydro Iotic Bile. Get in there and destroy those Hellbats roaches. You guys got this, boys. And oh my god, that's a Rainer, boys. That's a Rainer bunker. And we got a Dragon Laser Drill. So we know what that's Peter Terran here. We got Nova, the Swarm on Nova here, blasting away. And we also have Tychus Homebrew, so everything has STIM. So this is definitely just like tier 1. If you're not a tier 1 commander, you just gotta survive. Tier 1 not being a tier 1 commander, aka Swan. You just gotta survive, boys. I have so many roaches. Abathur's tier 1's not too bad, but into Manx, it kind of pales in comparison, boys. It kind of pales in comparison. Good thing though. Oh, but man, Vulture Spider Mines are just gonna pop off on me, eh? That's gonna hurt. Oh no, Aegis Guard. I just gotta smash through these guys as fast as possible because Aegis Guard is gonna go to town. Aegis Guard will get overwhelmed though. I think he'll just have no attack speed. Yeah, I forgot Queens actually attack so fast with the STIM. That is actually a little bit nuts. Look at that. Those Queens went to town, boys. Oh! Oh! We got owned there, so there we go. No firing allowed. Squad order. There we go. No firing allowed, boys. Oh, man. Honestly, I think this week is a little bit spicy. It starts us off right at the get-go. And like it's just like you gotta go, you gotta move, boys. A little bit different from last week, where last week it's like you do have a lot of money, but it was like chill on your money sort of thing. I kind of like this a little bit aggressive opener, but I guess if you're playing someone like Swan, it might be a bit of a struggle because almost everyone's stronger than you in tier 1. Actually, if you're Carax, I think that is the real struggle. Carax's tier 1 is actual dog. You have Sentinels, that's all you got. I need more roaches. Oh jeez. You can see here the Aegis Guard just completely go to town on my tier 1. Oh jeez. But yeah, so let's see. I think it starts at 240 seconds. Yeah, that is 4 minutes. And I think it's only until 5 minutes that you can get until tier 3. So there 5 more minutes after that. So only at 9 minutes can you get to tier 3. Which I mean realistically is kind of the progression of the game sometimes, unless like you're a commander who needs it badly. Swan is going to be one of those commanders that need it badly this week, like because you're going to be dealing with lots of bio enemies, and oh my god, you need those Thors, and only being able to get Thors at 9 minutes means like you're going to be hanging onto your pants for like the first 9 minutes of the game, and then maybe at like the 12-minute mark, it'll be fine. You know, maybe it'll be fine. I'm going to tunneling claws here. I'm going to get the weapons here. So we're gonna get popped off on here, so I'm just gonna try and mend our way through this. Come on. Just mend. Okay, there we go. I used 2 mends there, but it should be fine. Ooh, baby lag. There we go. I don't know if it's... I think if because I'm just trying to penetrate into Swan's Wave and deal as much damage to it as possible. And we got tier 2, boys. Kaz is like, woohoo, tier 2 time. You know what I'm gonna do when I play tier 2, man? It's time to slam down some Ravagers. There we go. The Swarm has just been okay. I mean, Phoenix can open with the Adepts. It's not too bad. I don't know why Rainer is opening Vultures. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. If I was Rainer, I'd be slamming Marauders. Like there's no tomorrow, boys. Like Marauders with the STIM is actually really good. Like the Adepts are just overpowering the guys, the Vultures. The Vultures are actually like they're actually dog, boys. Why would you get Vultures? They're actually bad into Adepts. I think like Fire Bats would have been better. Like stimmed up Fire Bats are no joke, boys. Let's see. I think I have enough roaches here to just prevent the Aegis Guards from attacking. And because my roaches have stim, They actually do decent damage, and there we go. We just overpowered Manx's wave here in sheer brute force. But that's not going to last long because Manx is going to start slamming shock divisions now. So we're going to start slamming Ravagers. It's a good thing that Abathur's pretty balanced around this. Like he's not like completely, you know, he's not a complete sitting duck in this situation. We're going to just grab the bunker here real quick. Well, that's going to be pretty good. I'm just going to amend this wave because I feel like that's going to be great. Like this week is just early aggression. I like it. It's kind of refreshing. Games are going to be faster, which means we'll probably get a second Abathur game based on this. Wow, look at all those spider mines. I got to bring myself some protection. There we go. But yeah, Aegis Guard are always going to be a threat. You know, they're never not going to be a threat. Ooh. Let's see. Is Phoenix... No, Phoenix is going to go down here, but... Boom, boom, boom. Okay, Swan has got a tank. It's going to be kind of hard to deal with that one. But my Ravagers should be able to chunk through that front line real nice. And these Goliaths are just, you know, they're not going to do much. And the Ravagers are just going to take out that tank. Come on, get that Draken laser drill. This guy finally has some fire bats. Holy crap, boys. It's been like 6 minutes, man. Please get some fire bats into Adepts. Anyways, I think I'm going to just keep slamming Ravagers. Let's Biomass this bad boy here. Biomassed and with stimmed up with the stim pack is going to be crazy. This guy's going to have... What is that? Every 0.4 seconds? I think. Yeah, it's around that. Every 0.4 seconds, it's going to auto attack. That's pretty crazy, boys. I'm going to increase the armor because my roaches are generally going to be tankier than they are going to be. Than they are going to be like a DPS source. Oh, there's a ghost here. Emperor's Shadow. Going to be really good against my queens. Pyrokinetic Immolation. I'm going to mend here because we just got hit by one of those. If the queen dies, it's going to explode. Oh, ouch. Yeah, Pyrokinetic Immolation is not a bad choice. I would have gone for a Shock Division considering their position. Like, if you're getting pushed in like this, like the Shock Division is going to help like anchor your team down and hopefully help you come back. Because Shock Divisions are very powerful. And so there's no point not getting one. What am I going to do here? I'm not going to go for an Extractor, boys. I'm gonna keep slamming down Ravagers. I might fill in my line of queens at some point. But, can I slam another one? Okay, there we go. Now I'll see if I can go for an Extractor. Just gonna keep applying pressure here. I don't know what I would go for in tier 3, honestly. I don't think there is anything. I might just get some Vipers on the side to hopefully dodge the effects of this. The EMP from the Emperor's Shadow. It's just the Emperor's Shadow's Pyrokinetic is gonna be really painful because my units don't have a lot of health. And when they die, they're just gonna explode on each other. Ooh, it's gonna be kind of painful here. I'm gonna drop a mend here because I really do want to try and push through. I just want to deal as much damage to this wave as possible. This Ravager's just trying to do as much as he can. I mean, Swan's wave has been reduced to ashes, basically. Reduced to atoms, as Thanos says. You know, gone. Reduced to atoms. I'm gonna have tier 3 available. I don't think I'm gonna get it actually. Like it doesn't actually give me anything, so I'm not gonna do it. Right? Like what do I get? Like I guess I get Vipers. Do I need them right now? Not now. Maybe I'll need them in like the next 5 minutes, maybe. I could go for a Brutalist though. Yeah, I could go for a Brutalist and like restructure my formation a little bit. Because right now, like. The queens are a little too close to the roaches, but you know that is just how things are gonna be here. Pyrokinetic is gonna always end up hurting me because my roaches they're just gonna take that splash. Swan has gone for some rates here in a desperate bid, I think, to just try and hold it down here. I did triple gas. We did triple gas. Like it is pretty aggressive to triple gas, like to have it all up like this. And we also have like middle income, so you know what? I feel kind of comfortable. I just think I just gotta keep slamming Ravagers. There's not really much I can do with my roaches, like Oh, these guys got a lot of kills. The ones in the center, although they are just killing boys, boys and Zerglings. I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable with what we have going on here. I'm gonna slam this Ravager here. Boom. I want to make the Ravagers on the side be the ones that are juiced up, because the ones that are on the side are gonna be pretty pretty good. Well, they're gonna be less likely to die and stuff. Ooh, this is gonna hit right in the back line. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. I'm gonna drop a men here to see if I can, like... The queens are getting focused down by the Emperor's Shadows, huh? Okay. I mean, I suppose. Let's see. Oh, but you can see just... I need Brutalist to push through Swan, though. Like, Swan is simply too thick for me now. He's got too many tanks in the back. Banshee's not dropping the barrage until they're about to die. I don't know what's with the AI with that one, boys. There we go. Let's grab some more of those, guys. And yeah, like Swan is just gonna get butchered this week for like a long time. He needs his Thors, and the fact that they're tier 3 gated, like he's kind of just screwed. Breakfast here, I mean not Breakfast. I mean, well, his in-game name is Breakfast, but the Swarm here. Like his lobby name is Breakfast, has gone straight for 4 gases. I like that attitude, boys. I like that. Just get the dollars, boys. If anything, Breakfast is like super thick tanks and Liberators will probably help us win in the long run. Yeah. Ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. That did kind of hurt, man. Ooh, that hurts. The Pyrokinetic Immolation really hurts me. It's gonna hurt Nova's Wave too because of the EMP blast. It does stun. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Breakfast here could just buy a few tanks of his own and overpower Swan's tanks because his tanks are just so thick. It's like, yeah, sure, Swan, your tanks do a lot of damage, but are they as thick as mine? You know, and then you know, you just laugh. I'm gonna slam a gas here actually. I'm gonna be greedy here. Oh, screw it, boys. I'm slamming a 4th gas. You normally don't get a 4th gas at this point in time, but you know what? I got one. Why? Because we're in the lead, so I'm gonna do something. It's fine to do something a little bit risky here because of that. I'm not too scared of the Emperor's Shadows, really. I'll be honest. Like once I start slamming like 2 or 3 Brutalisk, they shouldn't really be a problem. Just like my Queen's getting slammed here. The Pyrokinetic, that's kind of tough. The Pyrokinetic really messes up my Roaches as well. Like it softens them up really, just a little too much for my liking. I wish my Ravager could just hit a little harder, a little faster. Unfortunately, that's not happening. Covert Banshee here, just chilling though. He's just going to town. She's just like, oh yeah, boys, Goliaths. Oh, I got him. They have a Raider on their team. Man, if I would be Rainer, I'd be scanning my allies' waves that have stuff on them. Like as Rainer, that's like the best thing you can do. You're literally free detection. So I'm gonna slam down a Brutalist here. He's not gonna last too long because you know, they never do because everything has stim, so they can get focused down. But are you kidding me? I'm not tripping, right? All right. Anyways, anyways, let's go for that. Oh, there's a Sky Fury. Oh, I guess that's for Warbringer. I mean, I suppose. Is he even attacking Warbringer? What is he doing? He's just sitting there. Okay, well, I'm just gonna drop a men here. We got the shield coming in. Brutalist being shielded up. Brutalist took most of those hits, meaning my Ravagers are not gonna take those hits. Oh, is there a Mojo? I didn't see, boys, but I don't know. The Skypier was just standing there, looking kind of sus, boys. I think he was an imposter. Okay, so let's fill up my second line of Ravagers now. And then eventually this whole back area is gonna be just Ravagers. Like, that is the Abathur build against ground units. You know? Everything the light touches is Ravagers. Ever since I discovered that that was the winning solution, boys, well, that's all I gotta do. Let's see, is there a Mojo here? I cannot see Mojo. I don't think there is a Mojo here. Skyfreeze with Stim is just gonna like completely eat anything with massive alive. Like, just no questions asked. Like, massive units are no longer a thing here. Are Ravagers, I mean, are Brutalists big enough that they get attacked by air units? I don't think they are. But yeah, you can see here Swan's Wave is just getting pushed over like a house of cards, boys. And the Ravagers swarm, they're going still. One more push like that and that's gonna be game, boys. I mean, the Nova tanks are still hammering the base, boys. They're still hammering. They're still going. I mean, Stim Nova tanks are pretty crazy. Because they got that insane range, got that insane attack speed. Like, what more do you want in a tank? That's just a great combination. I'm gonna grab a sip of my coffee. I haven't had a coffee in a while now, so this is gonna hit pretty hard, boys. I've got a pretty rough schedule for today, for Friday at least, because I gotta get all these videos out to you guys on the weekend, because I am going to explore some rare biomes again, also known as I'm gonna go camping. So here we go, boys. It's only a quick trip or something. We're gonna go into some water though, so I'm gonna have to get a life jacket. Like, boys, if you guys go in the water, man, don't mess with water in the wild. That shit crazy. I think that's it, boys. That's it, boys. The Ravager's just gonna push right through here with the tank support in the back. Man, Swan is gonna have it so rough this week. He still had 3 gas? Damn, you know, honestly, if I was Minx, I'd be slamming tanks before I slam Empress Shadows. Like, Empress Shadows, like, they're okay, but, like, tanks have the consistency you just cannot beat, you know? You just cannot say no to tanks. Oh, man. The Swarm here doing so much damage to that wave. Honestly, though, this was a very powerful wave against, like, Swan, considering, like, all things considered, if Swan does not have Thors, Nova's just Swan, but better. Her Goliaths are thicker. She also has special units that are, like, completely mess you up as Swan. So that's great. Alright, let's go on to the tier list. Alright, and we are back. Let's get right to it. Game plan, I'm going to go over the auras, overall strategy, and commander rankings. If you guys are new here and you've made it this far, be sure to drop a like and a sub. Let's get right into it. So, Brawl modifiers, we're going to talk about this one more time. Gridlock, you cannot research tier 2 until 4 minutes and tier 3 until 9 minutes. So that is going to shut out a lot of your tech options. So you better hope your commander has some good early game. You also have Stockpile. You start with extra minerals, which is always going to be good. And we have Homebrew, units gain STIM, and HP Regen. It's going to be lots and lots of aggression. So I think it's pretty obvious. You want to just early game rush down with mass boys, if you can do it. If you can't do it, you have to try and survive. So here's how I think the cards fall this week. So I have a lot of commanders in the B tier, but let me just explain the S tier commanders first. So Rainer Bio is probably the highest damaging thing that there is out there. And because everybody's stuck with you in tier 1 for like the first 4 minutes of the game, you have 4 minutes to go crazy. And even after that, your opponents are going to take some time to catch up because they've been spending minerals on units to try and like contain you for a little bit, right? So like you can just plow through. If you got 3 Rainers, just boom, plow right through your opponents. Easy clap. Okay, so Rainer, S tier. If the game goes on for a little bit too long, it might be a little bit of a struggle, but you know, you just got to do what Rainer does best. Just keep adding more boys, because the stim on top of your own stim, your damage is going to go through the roof. Next, we have a great contender, Mengsk. LMG boys with the stim, really good. Zerglings are decent fodder units. And Flame boys, let me tell you, very good against all the Protoss commanders that you'll be facing who have stimmed up Zelts. Stimmed up Zelts are no joke, boys. But with some Flame boys, like Firebats, Flame boys, you'll handle them just fine. And Mengsk with an Aegis Guard, you know, 1 or 2 Aegis Guards with the stim could also pop off because they'll probably shoot like 5, 6, 7 times a second. That's also not a joke either. Next in the S tier, I actually want to say Dahaka, because small Dahaka is very potent. Give them a stim. Holy, that damage is going to go through the roof. And you have a Dahaka. You have a frontline tank to tank for your small Dahaka units. So I think Dahaka is also going to be very powerful this week. And he scales really well with the mass build into, like, you know, just slam on some Ultralisks, slam on some Tyrannozors, Igniters. You can get Igniters tier 2, and they're pretty tanky too already. So, like, I think small Dahaka is going to be really strong this week. Next, in the A tier, we have some strange choices, but that's because after playing them, I realized they're really good. Haunted Horners tier 1, not as strong as Rainer, but if you buy their Hellbats, they are very powerful. And you can just, like, set stuff on fire, and they apply the DOT and stuff. They can fear things. So, by far not the worst. And grenade cars are very potent. You can just, you know, slam it down and destroy stuff. Now, I have actually sort of done this tier list sort of reverse. I've played like 5 or 6 games already and already recorded those other videos. So I realized that with Haunted Horner, once you get tier 2, you can do the scum transition, sell all your units, and buy a bunch of Asteria Wraiths and just slap your opponent, because they're going to have nothing to deal with 8 Asteria Wraiths. And Asteer rates with Stim will probably end the game. Go watch that video when it comes out, guys. Just saying, it was beautiful. Next in A tier, I would actually say Phoenix is not bad if you just like knuckle down and go like lots of like, I don't know, legionaries. And in Kaldalis will, I think he'll be able to cleave through like the flame boys. And even then, like stimmed up immortals when you do get to them is going to be really strong. I think Phoenix can definitely hold it down. I don't know about against Raynor, though it might be a little shady. But against other commanders, he can definitely hold it down because of his increased attack speed and everything. And like adepts are going to be really powerful too, because well, they're not going to deal as much damage, but like their tankiness and then their bounce and then their everything, it's going to be pretty good. And actually, Karax, I thought Karax was going to be bad, but I did play a Karax game already. And if you're against someone who purely builds ground, you're actually going to do pretty well. And since you might encounter Manx, Karax is a pretty good choice against Manx. And I want to say, like, your reviving zealots are actually really strong. I don't know if they will be really strong into Raynor. I think they might suffer a little bit, but against Raynor Bow on the ground, you just need to add yourself some. You just got to survive until Colossus, which is actually easier to do than it looks. So I think Karax is actually really powerful this week. Because like his zealots also do quite a lot of damage too. Like, they're no joke in terms of damage output. So be on the lookout for Karax. And stimmed up giraffes, if you get to that point, are just gonna wipe the board. So yeah. In the B tier, we have like a lot of commanders, but I think all these commanders are gonna do decently well, but not like ridiculously well. So I think like Stetman, you can just probably slam Banelings. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, other than that, like, what, you're going to buy Stetman Zerglings tier 1? I mean, they're not going to do much. They're just, like, worse zealots. So I think you're just going to slam Banelings. And that'll probably be very effective for, like, the first 4 minutes. And then, like, after that, like, you know, you can do whatever. I don't know. Like, you'll probably still be slamming Banelings because you'll be against, like, a lot of aggro on the ground. But yeah, you shouldn't do too bad with Stetman this week. Next, we have Vorazun. Vorazun Centurion spam is actually, I think, very lethal. The only reason why she's not higher up is because, like, she doesn't really have anything to transition into, which kind of sucks. I wish she did. I guess you can, like, slam on some Stalkers, but if you spam a bunch of Centurions, just, like, they'll just pile onto Flame Boys and Fire Bats and whatever, and they'll just stun them. And when they're stunned, like, they take no damage. And they also gain 100 extra health. Yes, there's splash damage, but there's also splash stun. So I think Vorazun's early game is going to be pretty strong. If you just slam down Centurions, slam down some Stalkers in the back. You'll need some Stalkers to give them some damage output, right? You can't have either pure Stalkers or pure Centurions. I think you'll need a bit of both. Yeah. And Zagara is actually deceptively strong this week. Splitterlings, I know you don't like to buy them, but trust me, if you buy some and slam down loads and loads of Zerglings, it is actually a lot more effective than it looks. Because the Zerglings will, you know, they'll shield the Splitterlings because there's just so many of them. And the Splitterlings will blow up on most of the tier 1 units, which usually don't do too well into Banelings to begin with. And you can safely transition into whatever you want after. So Zagara is actually deceptively good this week. Next we have Stukov. I think Stukov is going to do just pretty good because he can spam lots of boys, and he does have explodey boys as well. If you need to indulge in a few of those, especially against Raynor Bio, you just buy a full line of them and then just watch as the entire Raynor Bio wave collapses, and then you just laugh. And then yeah, you can transition into your classic, like, you know, tanky Stukov. You can go stimmed up tanks, you know. So Stukov should make it out of the early game unscathed. I don't know if he'll be able to, like, take down the base real fast kind of thing, but, like, you know, he's not, like, you know, a fish out of water sort of thing either, so he's gonna do just fine. Tychus, I have him in the B tier because, yes, Tychus does not care about the Gridlock tier list, but you know what? He's gonna be taking much more damage from literally every single source. And so what does that mean? It means that you have to really, like, play your cards right with Tychus this week. There's not much room for mistake. And so if you do make a mistake, like, you're kind of boned because you're going to take so much damage. You're just going to get slapped. You just get wailed on. So there's that. But if you know what you're doing, I think you could probably make it far with Tychus. It might not be as far as you normally would make it, though, because your units will be taking more damage from everything. And yeah, the stim kind of disadvantages Tychus, but I think it's still doable. And lastly, we have Nova in the B tier. Nova has not very many good options in her tier 1. Her Marines are like kind of a meme unit, but I guess this week you might have to build them. Because I don't think Marauder Commandos are going to be too good into most of the tier 1 stuff. Like, they're good against, like, big single target boys. But, like, I don't know. For raw DPS, like, you just get the Elite Marines. Like, they're super tanky. The Stim heals them. They heal from the other Stim that they get. Like, well, they got 2 Stims, right? Like, their own Stim and then the Brawl Stim. The Brawl Stim heals them. They get healed. So, potentially you could just have a really tanky wave of Marines and then just plow through stuff. And then, you know, once you get to tier 2, you can do Nova things, you know, switch to DFG, switch to Banshees, whatever it is. So I think Nova can definitely survive the early game. Is she going to like be a smashing success and take the cannon? Probably not. But she's also not going to be like helpless. Now in the C and D tier, we have commanders that are somewhat sus. So Artanis, Artanis, you can buy Zealots, but they don't know how to spin until tier 2. So that's a disaster. Don't even bother with Dragoons. I don't think there's any point. Because most of the things the Dragoons will encounter will do way too much damage to them than the Dragoons do. Like Dragoons with the Stim, yeah, they attack a little bit faster. That's good. But you can't get the increased attack range yet. So, okay. And you don't really have enough stuff in front to protect them. Okay. So, basically, your Dragoons are dead in the water. So Artanis is gonna be a big struggle this week because you're gonna have to survive for like 4 minutes. I would probably just slam honor guards. I wouldn't even bother buying Dragoons, and then transition into like, I don't know, whatever I need after that. Alarak is in a similar situation in the sense that you're stuck with Slayers and Chicky Nuggies, and Alarak himself. I would not recommend getting too many Chicky Nuggies. It might seem like, oh, you know, maybe get some Chicky Nuggies and tank, but like you need damage. So I think you need to get Alarak with Slayers. Just forget the Chicky Nuggies. Skip the Nuggets, boys. Just go Slayers and just slam them down. Promise you won't regret that. And then you'll probably have to transition into like Vanguards or something because you'll be against them. But like, if you do survive to late game, Alarak will slap everybody because stimmed up Wrathwalkers and stimmed up Vanguards, oh my god. I have not played Alarak yet, but I believe that he'll be very strong. You just have to survive. He's kind of like Swan, but he does a little bit better this time. And Abathur actually is in the C because while Abathur's roaches are very powerful, I feel like, I don't know, you can easily overpower them with large amounts of Marauders. I'm just thinking about the Marauders, right? And I guess his roaches are very good against Zealots, but I don't know, boys. Like, Abathur's roaches, like, that's it. That's all he has, right? Like, it's just roaches. And then, like, I guess when he does scale into Ravagers, though, he does get pretty powerful. But I just don't think he's as potent as can be compared to the other commanders. Although I might be rating him a little bit too low right now compared to everybody else. Maybe. But I just feel like Abathur is just, I don't know, he's durable. But he doesn't have, like, that giga power, I guess. Especially not the giga power of Hanhorner. I'm actually move Hanhorner up to S tier. I don't know. And lastly, in the D tier, we have Swan and Kerrigan. So Swan comes as no surprise. He's already kind of stuck a lot of times in the lower tiers because he has to tech up. Now he just can't get to his tech. So if you're getting like run over by a Rainer, you gotta pray, boys, because you can't buy your Thors until 9 minutes into the game, and oh, that's bad. That's bad. Like your Hellbats, oh no, they don't do anything, and then you got Goliaths. Oh, those are just worse Nova Marines. So you gotta hang tight, buddy, if you want to play Swan this week. And even if you do make it to the late game, I don't think it's gonna be that easy to climb back out. Like it's gonna be a long game. Next to the D tier, I have Kerrigan. This might be not a realistic placement, as in like this might be like underestimating her, but maybe it's just like because the Kerrigans I've seen so far have built Kerrigan and Queens. Maybe if you go Kerrigan and Zerglings, it might be better. But Kerrigan's tier 1 is literally, that's it. That's all she has, right? Kerrigan herself is quite powerful. Her Zerglings might be very useful, so maybe don't sleep on the Zerglings. I don't think the Queen's the right answer, but if you survive until tier 2, your Hydralisk will absolutely pop off because with the Stim and their Frenzy, they're gonna attack so fast. But you gotta survive there first, and then like I guess once you get there, it shouldn't be as bad. But also your Hydralisks are kind of vulnerable to every single AoE other commanders are gonna have at their disposal once they also reach tier 2. So is it really that good? Probably not as great. So I don't know. I think Kerrigan might be a little bit of a struggle. I might also be underrating her a little bit too much. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later.
The tires, let's light some fires!
Need a light.
They picked the wrong fight.